Hello, everyone. Vita here from the esports department. Get ready to go over tonight's LPL slate. I don't know if it's any good because I don't play any DFS at all, actually. So I'll let my dad do it. How's it going, everybody? It's John here to talk about tonight's two-game LPL slate. That was maybe not as funny as I thought it was going to be, but it's pretty good. Tonight's got a two-game LPL slate. It's actually, I think, maybe one of the best two-game LPL slates you could come up with. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see if it all goes well here. We got Invictus Gaming plus 120 at 9-3 on the season. They are 1-3 against winning teams. Victory 5 is minus 165, 8-2 on the season. They are 2-1 against winning teams. So this is a great matchup in pretty much every way. So let's look at gold differential or gold per minute, 1828, 1827. Gold differential per minute, 109 to 156, a bit of an advantage for Victory 5. First blood, first turret, 3551 to 3656. Dragon percentages, 56 to 59. Goal difference at 15, a 350 to about 1336. So you're not going to get a lot closer than these teams. I will say Invictus has a pretty bad record when it comes to playing against the other top teams in the league, whereas Victory 5 has done pretty well, including that recent win over Top Esports. Victory 5 also a fan favorite. Invictus Gaming not a fan favorite. So I think we can expect significantly higher ownership on Victory 5. I'll talk about that in the context of the other game in a minute, because I think the other game is actually super relevant to DFS as well. So WE minus 190, 7-3 on the season, 2-2 against winning teams. LGD plus 140, 6-4 on the season, 2-3 against winning teams. Another very good matchup. Looking at the stats, 1780 to 1759, plus 57 to plus 14. Advantages, a decent size advantage in first blood for LGD. WE gets the dragon edge by about 9%. And at 15 minutes, WE is minus 180, LGD is plus 521. Now, I do want to make note of something with LGD. We've talked about it a few times. LGD looks completely different based on whether they are ahead or behind at 15 to 20 minutes. In games when they've been ahead, they've looked stellar. In games where they've been behind, they've looked completely lost. And it's been very two-faced based on what's going on in that particular situation. WE is a team that doesn't mind being behind at 15 minutes, which worries me a little bit against LGD. Now, with that being said, WE has looked much the better team this season to me. Statistically, it's pretty close. Eye test-wise, I think WE has looked a lot better. I think they're really good at executing the style that they play. Very team-focused, very team fight-focused, fighting around the third Drake. That's the one I always go to as a reference, but it's the kind of fight that we see almost every game, and WE is very, very good at. That being said, LGD has looked way better from ahead in games, and they grade out to be ahead in this matchup. Looking at the kill per win, death per losses for these, they're also very interesting. Victory 5 very low on both statistics, where IG is very high on both statistics. WE is the second highest on both statistics, and LGD is just a little bit above Victory 5. So it's kind of, you got the bloodiest team on the slate versus the least bloody team on the slate, and then two that are kind of in the middle. I would lean towards WE LGD being the bloodier of the two matchups, particularly because I can see IG and Victory 5 playing some very lopsided games no matter who wins. I could totally see a game where it's 18-2 Victory 5 or 18-2 Invictus, whereas I think WE LGD are likely to mix it up a little bit. I'm more commonly going to see game lines like, 15-13 with one fight to go, or whatever, 15-10 with one fight to go. So I think I would lean towards getting my heavier stack in from the LGD-WE game, but these are two fantastic matchups. And as far as ownership goes, I might be wrong, but I think what we're going to see is Victory 5. Let me write it down here. I think we're going to see Victory 5 followed by WE, followed by LGD, followed by IG. I think definitely people are going to want to get in on Victory 5 in a matchup against a team that they hate. DFS players do not like IG because they have messed up so many different slates for so many different people, either by not scoring enough or by scoring too much. I will say IG has leaned bloodier as the season has gone on, so it's possible maybe you want to make a transition over to having this be your heavy stack match, particularly if you're on the IG side of it. But some very good matchups. I think this is a good expected ownership. If we're looking at cash games, you got to just go with the favorites. And you can get a jungle captain with 4 WE. I like that quite a bit. Let me see if I drop this down. It would actually recommend that you go at 3-3, but I think I would go 4-2 regardless of which way you're going to do it. So I would either play a fourth V5 player here, like either Mole or Bubu, or you can switch it over and go with Beishang as the captain with Wei Wei here and a fourth WE player in either Jumang or Missing. Jumang makes a lot of sense to me. He's usually very, very high scoring in games that they win. He does outproject Sam D. So it's an interesting slate. Obviously, there's not too much to say. It's a 2-game slate. I do think this one's really good because the ownership should be very split. I don't think either one of these matchups is unplayable. It's possible that IG and LGD are switched here. I do think it will be. It could be WE followed by V5 followed by IG followed by LGD. But I think we're going to see it like this. I think people definitely want Victory 5 to win. They'll want to play Victory 5. And in the other matchup, WE is also like kind of universally liked. If LGD was coming off of another loss here, I might have leaned that LGD was going to be the lowest owned team, and they still might be, but I think it ends up looking something like this. So not a super monstrous breakdown here. I will quickly just go over, if you're going to play some of these combinations, where the biggest gaps are. Change to my pool here. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's say, for instance, you were playing WE and V5. It's about a 5-point gap in the top lane towards WE. Wei Wei actually outprojects Beishang, which is pretty wild. Teacher Ma with about a 10-point gap, a 9-point gap in the mid lane. Very small edge for Jumang. This is why it's playing Sam D in the lineups, because it needs to play some V5 players, and Jumang's gap over Sam D is only about 2 points. And at support, it's a little bit less than 2 points between PP God and Missing. So you can definitely play either side of the bot lane, but it likes, generally speaking, Teacher Ma quite a bit, Morgan quite a bit, and actually Wei Wei in the jungle. If you were to play WE with Invictus, 7-point gap in the top lane. It's right about a 5-point gap in the jungle with Beishang. Teacher Ma outprojects by about 7.7, so it's looking like it's WE at every position. A little over 11 points at 80 carry. And at support, it's about a 5-pointer. So yeah, WE at every position. The closest looked like it was support and jungle, with the other ones leaning more heavily towards WE. If you played LGD and Victory 5, nails even on the top lane between Longji and Bubu. In the jungle, Wei Wei with a 3-point edge over Peanut. In the mid lane, it's about 2 points from ZA to Mole. About another 3-ish points, 4 points there, 4.2 points there, to up to Sam D. And at the support position, it's about 2.4 to get to PP God. That makes Mark a pretty good play at 2.4 points there. Mole, not bad if you're trying to play just a heavier stack on LGD, or heavier stack on V5 and you're looking for an LGD player. ZA makes a lot of sense. Longji makes a lot of sense. Going over to LGD and Invictus, if you're playing that combination, the last one, in the top lane is about 1.7 points to get to Longji. In the jungle, a little under 4 points from Ning to Peanut. 0.5 points from Rookie to ZA. A little over 5 points up to Kramer, and 4.2 points up to Mark. So looking to play, if you're trying to find an IG player, the Shy and Rookie seem like the two that it wants you to go towards, playing the rest from LGD. So that's all for this one, guys. Just a short one with a 2-game slate, but I do think this is a very, very good slate. I think you dig in on a slate like this and you make your decision in one of these matchups. So you either go like, you know what, LGD's winning this thing, pop LGD in there, get my combos with both of those. Or you go, you know, WE is winning this thing, I'm slamming them with both. You can do that with any team on the slate. I think doing it with Victory 5 is fine, doing it with IG is fine, but I would definitely hammer in on one team and then spread your ownership in the other matchup for sure. So that's all for me tonight, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow with some more LPL, but until then, have a good rest of the weekend.